Very good. Welcome back. So as we enter the scene, we see the three of you all kind of standing at the corner where all this has gone by. The camera pans to look back down that street. Again, these tall apartment buildings, all with curtains closed, kind of that older, worn look to them. You see the doctor still passed out up against the wall, and the street seems to be very empty. There's noise coming from the bar down the way, and off in the distance you can see a few wagons and horses kind of traveling along the road. You even, far off you might be able to make out that one of the horses traveling by is like the constable. As the camera turns back around, we see the crew all kind of standing there in their various emotions. What is the plan, my friends?
Track down this address, I suppose.
Yeah, we need to figure out how. My first plan didn't work so well.
Yes, because asking a cop where this address was when the boy's bleeding on the sidewalk is always a good idea.
He just wanted to know if there were any cops in the area.
Yeah, he found the one that got pissed off when you killed somebody.
I know. Yeah.
Okay, we got through it.
Indeed.
None of us got bloody except for that one boy who nobody knows the name of and doesn't really care about.
I mean, there's obviously people around. It's Sunday. So while this street might be empty, it's not going to be hard to go down another street and find, the corner diner, the homeless people that are around, other families returning from church. So if you guys are simply trying to locate it by talking, kind of dealing with the locals, then let's have someone do an investigate roll and we can kind of zero in on where this address might be, get you guys in a direction.
Oh yes, because we have the greatest track record with homeless.
Well, that was just an example.
Yeah, we can start asking around.
It's
Calvin's
Phazon's
going
turn.
to take a little bit of a back seat on this for a little while, just because he needs a moment to process.
Calvin's taking a seat back. It sounded like Mike was going to step up and do some things. He was kind of a witness to everything that occurred, so maybe he got a better read on the district, knows what might be going on, who to ask. Is that about right?
Well, I'm just gonna start approaching people and asking.
Okay. Sounds good. Go ahead and roll and investigate. What power tags do you plan to use to talk to people, get this information, have them direct you to this address?
Can I use the kids from the order?
Yeah.
Uh,
That'll burn that tag
yeah.
for you, though.
Yeah.
Burns it for all of us, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't burn
Right.
it for all of you. You each have one use of it, pretty much per session.
Righto.
Yeah, because that's about the only thing I can really use.
The kids.
So, not to be a dick, but I think wet and smelly is kind of a weakness that takes place here.
But the kids are wet and smelly too.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Not in this district.
I mean, some of them are. I've been to school.
You probably recognize some of the kids.
Yeah, I could probably ask some of them, but I'm not going to.
If you want to help them, you can.
Yeah,
if you have a help point, you can definitely add it. Sounds like you might need it.
I guess I'll give them a help point.
Okay, there you go. You're gonna ask around as well.
Yes, because their teacher asking them questions. I mean, I thought just to go to the school and look up the name and get the exact location.
If their kid had been in school or anything like that, yeah.
I don't know if he was or not. I could have done it, but now
Well,
we're
let's start
here.
with this.
So.
Let's start with a conversation.
Get a +1.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's what I'm at. You said investigate?
That's correct. Yep.
Yeah, not bad.
Could be
Uh-oh.
worse.
Oh no! You had
There's
to
Thomas.
do it. Yeah,
No, Spoon, you're the one who tempted Thomas.
Ked's the one that's like, oh, maybe Thomas came to the door and started knocking on it. Thomas is especially
He's
angry
here.
tonight.
No, you fucking straight up tempted him.
I forgot how loud Thomas was on TeamSpeak. Thomas,
Let's go ahead and do it, boys. So Mr. Mike, give me a D30 roll, please.
Oh,
And
no.
for anyone watching, confused with what's happening, I do unfortunately live near the train, so Thomas makes frequent appearances on my shows, so I've decided to add a bit of fun and chaos whenever he makes an appearance. Just like Skyrim, that Thomas mod, it's pretty much that. Dragons might show up and
well,
just
give it a
be
roll,
chaos.
Mike Maulman. 12. Oh boy.
We'll see. We got low numbers last time.
Okay. Sounds good. What as you're going around kind of talking to families, kids, all that kind of stuff, what question are you asking them?
It's more just showing them the address
Okay. So you
and
asking
being like,
where...
do you know where this is?
Well, one of the kids kind of looks at it. It seems to be one of those homes off the river. If I had to guess, maybe down in the south part. I think that's what those streets are. Yeah, I'd probably head toward to the river. Those shacks out there. I think that's where you might find it.
Thank you, son.
Thanks, O'Malley.
Oh, Teach. Hey.
Is your dad still a drunk?
Goes away, starting to cry. I'm not gonna cry. I'm stronger now.
See you at the end of summer, kid.
I hate this school. I want to go to a different school.
He was the one with the dad outside the window. It's his fault. The
Crazy
kid's name's
Papa.
O'Malley. Daddy?
So yeah, William, you have an idea about kind of a general area where this would be. You know that towards the river kind of curves around the blue collar district, and it's kind of curved itself where it butts into like the slums and they're actually more like downtown in the industrial district. It's kind of connected there on the north part of the river. And so most of the southern edge is kind of layered across the river. And most of those properties are a mixture of like single family kind of homes or shacks that are utilized by a lot of the river workers.
So down to the river there. I'm assuming it'll be probably some kind of family heirloom or something. So probably maybe a bit of a bigger, one of the bigger houses for a bigger family.
Yep.
Do you all take the same methods of transportation, or do you all try to travel together as you head kind of deeper into the district?
Well, they have their own mounts that they're sort of riding on, right?
Yeah.
So I'd have to take something different.
You can just hop on the back.
Your
of the horse.
cab was still there, like he'd been sent away, but you paid for him, so you just had to walk to go and find him.
Yeah, he just went around the block.
You know what? No, I'm going to disguise myself as the old man again and hop on the back of the horse.
Okay.
I of course won't do that in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
I'll be like just a moment and sort of duck to the alleyway, but
Yeah, let's do a quick change the game roll to give you a disguised status.
Just all of a sudden, an old man on the back
So
of
whatever
my
you
horse.
use to transform yourself.
Okay,
Okay, so you get 3 juice. So yeah, you can definitely create a tier 3 disguised status if you'd like. Yeah, I don't.
Guys, got it.
Let me track that as well. Yeah, I guess Mike, you're still working on that sore arm, aren't you? Still have that tier 1.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. It's still a bit sore. All right. Luckily, you seem to have this one commonly, so I have it kind of saved here. Just need to update the color. There we go. Boom, bam, done. So yeah, you kind of duck into an alley real quick, you know, let a few minutes pass by, and then you kind of make your way with a limp, kind of disguised as an old man. Hey, son, glad you're not drunk. Whatever you do.
Dad?
You all get on the horse and start, you know, horse and donkey, making your way through the streets. Again, the streets are, it's the afternoon, so you have to make your way kind of around a few families, you know, walking home from church or from lunch. There's a few other wagons of, you know, people doing various deliveries. But Mike, you notice a figure kind of off in the distance that seems to stand out amongst the rest. A cloaked driver, a dark cloak of a funerary wagon is making his way down the street towards you. As the cart nears, you all notice that there's a weird smell coming from this cart. But Mike, to you it feels familiar. What is the smell emanating from the cart?
A improperly embalmed body.
Mm-hmm. As the cart continues to roll by, yeah, you kind of have that very familiar scent that you probably get from a few of your working days as well.
Trash bag here or there.
What's strange is that everyone else seems to kind of ignore it. It's just another body that seems to be passing by. There doesn't seem to be anyone following along with it. It seems just to be the rider or the driver of the cart and the coffin itself. Probably after about 15, 20 or so minutes of making your way through the crowds, you find yourself kind of in the southern part of the district. You can hear the river not too far away. You hear the horns of the tugboats and steamships out there, the bells of the various kind of rowboats and water taxis that are moving around. The birds are a bit louder in this area. Again, many of them, you know, hanging around the river. And a lot of the, in general, kind of stray population seems to be around here as well. You see quite a few more stray dogs, cats, you know, all of that kind of around. But yeah, you've made your way kind of to the southern part of the district. The scenery changes a little bit. It's not as many as, you know, tall apartment buildings and tenements. Again, it's more kind of wooden shacks and single family homes, still pretty close to each other, but most of them single story. And again, not all that cared for, enough for a family to feel comfortable in it, but it's not like they have the money to pay for a new paint job or necessarily replace the tiles on the roof when they get, you know, damaged in a storm. So yeah, that is where we are.
Yes. See if we can find
And
this
we
house.
think we're in the same rough location that we're looking for?
Currently, yes. You do believe that it must be one of these houses, probably, if you think within 2 or 3 blocks. So there's probably between, if you had to guess, 15 to 25 houses that it could be. But again, you do see that there are still, you know, families, people around. You know, definitely possibilities. So if you wanted to further your investigations or try to determine which specific house it is, there's a few methods you could go about doing so.
Now for the locket, my notes were incomplete about the locket. What was the locket? Who was it representative of again? Like, why are we?
So it had the name Samson in it, and it had the address. It's like 1430 Waterway, something like that.
And did we know about the name Samson before, or?
So this is the first time that name has come up in your investigation.
I just wonder why we were following the thing about the locket, or why it's even important to us.
So the homeless gentleman seemed to hint that this was a clue to Dominic, that this is either something he may have stolen from or been given to from Dominic at some point.
Yes.
Okay, so something to do with Dominic.
Oh. Huh? Find Dominic.
Yeah,
Find Hans.
we might as well. I gave the locket to one of you two. I forget which one it was, but you might as well start knocking on doors and asking if someone may have lost a locket.
Mike has it.
I do not have that locket.
I have it.
I just
don't have it.
remember I threw it to someone because Stilts had asked me how far away I was when I threw it, and I remember
Pretty
that
sure it
interaction.
was you, William,
Okay,
because
I
Mike
don't
was
have an
being
inventory
shot.
system, I just-
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that probably makes
I
more
was
sense.
kind of bleeding out on the pavement here.
Well, quit being shot. Jeez. Okay, well, I'll start knocking on some doors and seeing if I can find anybody who's familiar with the locket and the
Okay.
name.
Let's do another investigate check as you, but I'm going to give you a +1 story tag just because you have the locket itself as kind of an evidence. You're in the general area, so it's more likely that someone might recognize it.
And can I use the tag history teacher? Maybe some of the people will recognize me from the school and be
Yeah.
more than likely to give me information.
Friendly face. I'll take it.
Alright. Well, that gives me a +1, and then that's an investigate. That's a 9.
Okay. Perfect. So then you would actually have 2 clues then, because the story tag increases your power by 1 as well. So then, yeah. Your question is, does anyone recognize the locket?
Does anyone know who it, we know it belongs to Samson. Does anyone know the, yeah, does anybody recognize it? Go with that, yeah.
So yeah, really on the first door you knock on, elderly fella comes out. Yeah, Samson's there. Right down the street, about the last house on the block. You know what, though? I haven't seen them in, I don't know how long. It's probably been at least a year or so. I thought their house was... I see people there every once in a while, but I'm pretty sure they don't live there anymore.
Thanks.
Oh! Yeah, I'm going to...
You have another question you can ask him if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask him if he's seen Dominic, and I'm gonna describe Dominic to him.
Yeah, I seen that boy. I seen a couple strange individuals at that house down there. Not sure what they're doing, but we all tend to stay away from it.
Well, thank you very
Plotting is a
much.
drug house. Good to know.
So yeah, looking
Well-
down the street, you see it's kind of, imagine a cul-de-sac with just one house on it, kind of off kilter towards the water. Just a single story, family home. Currently, you don't see any lights or sign of movement from this far away, but you have your eye on target.
Then we will proceed to the house with caution.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you make it, within 10 houses, 5 houses. As you get closer, you don't see anyone seem to exit, enter. All the windows as you get closer have curtains pulled over them, so you can't see inside the actual house. You can see that there's one, white door towards the front of the cul-de-sac. You do see that down in the road itself, there's pretty deep ruts from where a wagon or a cart has frequently made stops and come through here. But for the moment, you don't see any, again, sign of movement on this part of the street, the cul-de-sac.
Well, you two are the type that deals with more intense action. How did you want to deal with this? Did you just want to introduce ourselves, or shall we try to actually talk this time? Hopefully without one of us killing somebody.
I'm gonna go up and I do believe I'm gonna knock on the door and see if I can find this Samson. I am a school teacher. He is a missing child. I'd like to know why he's not at school. That'd be
It's
a good enough
it's
cover.
either that, or I just walk in as the senile old man that I am.
Sure. Away you go,
If
old man.
if
and
they're
I'll-
home, chances are the door might not even be locked because they are just. I mean, who's going to be crazy enough to just walk in, right?
I'm gonna scoot him along. Away you go. Come back here. We're trying to capture you or something. I don't know. Away you go.
Excellent.
All right. So, Calvin, you begin to make your way towards the front door.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hobble up to the front door, making it look like I'm sort of like looking around for my keys in my pockets and not finding them. And I'm just gonna check the front door, see if it's open.
So probably within about 2 or 3 feet of the front door, you start to hear voices inside the house. It sounds like a younger man. I've done everything I can. There's no one coming anymore. I don't understand. There's nothing I can do. My biggest source of income is gone. He's been gone. I don't know where he's gone or what. I don't get it. And then you hear another voice. Look, kid, I get it. The boss doesn't take excuses. It doesn't matter. You can cry, you can bitch to me all you want, but there's nothing we can do. You're just gonna have to sit tight and let him deal with it when he gets here.
Okay. Can I open the front door?
You go to reach for the front door, and it does feel like it's unlocked.
I'm just gonna open it and walk in.
As you open it, it kind of hits with a thud, and there's a guy that's like sitting, kind of waiting by the front door. He looks up at you and like tries to get up real quick, drops his newspaper. Who are you? Where'd you come from, old man?
The cheese is kicking in.
He
And I'm
like
gonna,
goes to like
try
grab you by the
rush
shoulders and be
past,
like, "You're."
looking for the bathroom.
He goes to like grab you by the shoulders and turn you around and like push you out of the house.
What are you doing?
Get
What,
out
are you
of
the
here,
new
old man.
cleaning guy? Are
Where
here
did
to
you
clean
come
it?
from?
I pooped in the bed upstairs. See, you're gonna have to wear gloves for that.
Upstairs? There's no upstairs. What is he talking about?
In the bed. You know what a bed is.
Are you trying to restrain him from pushing you out of the front door?
Yeah, 'cause it's my house.
Okay. I'm gonna have you go toe to toe then, to see if you can stop this gentleman from pushing you out.
Don't
Okay.
hold on. Don't I have something for this? No, I guess that would just him fighting, not.
I am going to exert my will with it for control the dice and maybe have something sort of roll slightly behind him. So misfortune.
Okay.
That's about all I can think of that can be.
Well, I have that new improvement that I can use. Right?
Just
Once per scene, you can let another player use a power tag from this theme.
True. If you can explain how you taught him combat
Martial
in the
arts?
past day or so.
Well, I could teach him, evasive maneuvers. It doesn't take too long to teach somebody how to slip a grasp or,
Oh, okay.
Yes, he's trying to probably grab you by the shoulder and you're just kind of either pretending to be drunk or, just kind of slipping around and...
Okay.
Okay, so I would just add like +1 on that then.
Yep.
And this was what was I rolling? Face
Go
danger.
toe to toe.
Go toe to toe.
Trying to control.
Hey.
Awesome.
Hey.
So yeah, you then can choose 2 of those. So you can obviously you can manage to achieve your goal, which is mean he's going to stop from pushing you out the door. You can inflict a status if you want to with a tier 3, or you can block, dodge, or counter whatever attempt they may make to go against this.
Okay, well I'm going to achieve my goal, of course, and then I will block, dodge, or counter their best attempts to do. Can I choose how I sort of counter this? So when he goes to drag me outside, can I just have him sort of accidentally get pushed outside and then close the door?
Like he
Sure.
trips when he tries to grab him. He's like, oh no.
Sure, I'll give you that. Yeah, you got an 11. I'll roll with that. So yeah, he goes to push you, and somehow you're small, you're squirmy. He slips by you and finds himself outside with the door now closed.
And stay out.
Mike and William, you see that there's another guy. He's standing outside. He looks
Confused.
Yeah,
They'd be
very confused. Like he's scratching his head a little bit with what's going on, and he's like going down to try the door. What do you guys want to do?
We play the crazy father card. They're like, hey,
Yeah.
you seen our father?
We can make it a thing.
Hey, you seen a crazy old man?
Sure,
about yay high.
Short man, white
Probably.
hair, shits himself.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll have him out to you in a moment. Just hang out here.
Well, it's better if we come in and help you with him. He's the whole thing, He tends to like to escape.
No, yeah, I'll get him and bring him outside. You all stay here.
It doesn't look like you've had too much success in that. You're outside your own house here. I mean,
at this point, Calvin, you hear the doorknob kind of turn and the door begin to open. You can hear voices coming from the outside. You also still hear the conversation deeper in the house, but it seems to be not directed towards each other, more what's going on.
Okay. I'm gonna head directly towards them.
Okay. So hopefully you can see the map here. Look, I would say, let me do some drawing. Yeah, you got like a little bit of an entrance here. And then this area, there's a little like front room, jazz, couches, books, all that. But deeper in here, kind of back up against this wall, this like corner, there's a little couch. And on it,
where? I don't know where you're looking.
Up here, if it will let me click.
If you hold shift there you go. Yeah, you know.
Yep. So there's like a little couch there, and there's a little table. And give me a moment here. Gotta adjust some things on the fly. Let's grab a Yuga, and let's grab a Yuga. Ash do a dish and a dish and a this. Boom. You see two individuals having a conversation. One of them is a younger fellow on the couch, kind of sweating, shaking a little bit. He sees you and, like, again, confused. The other one, the one that had been talking to him, though, he recognizes that this guy has just seen something, and he goes to pull a gun and, like, turn around to see who's approaching behind him.
I'm just gonna, like, do that waving thing in front of me, like when you're, like, waving things that, like, smells away when you get into the bathroom, and I'll be like, "Oh, that was intense. Not that much cheese."
Where the fuck did you get from? Jimmy!
Oh boy, it's crazy, isn't it? I'm gonna start heading towards the couch.
Okay.
Like, totally ignoring that he has a gun, like not even looking at him.
At the front door, the guys open the door and he's about to head inside. Mike and William, do you want to do anything?
I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder and kind of spin him around and be like, "Was the old guy wearing a white coat, though? We're looking for an old guy with a white coat."
Take the risk for me to not anger him by doing this.
Did he have the white coat and the purple pants? Come on, this is important.
What tags are you using?
I'm thinking underworld reputation.
Okay.
Guy seems to be in that group. And then
I recognize who you are.
Probably bullet time to get up there quick enough.
Okay.
I could give him another help point.
Yeah, if you want to.
I don't know. You think you got this?
What's the... I can't remember. Signature marking on victims.
So that's more when you're using weapons created by your classes.
And then Spoon was going to give me a help.
Yeah. I assume you're trying to grab his other shoulder or something, like... Seriously.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many
Like
missing old men. We have to make sure it's the right one.
There's just two big men clapping him on the shoulder. Hey, have you seen this guy?
That was take the risk.
Correct, yep.
Hey.
Yeah, you're able to, like, turn him just enough so his spine's kind of up against the door frame, and he's like, seriously, I don't know. There's an old guy in our house. He's not supposed to be in our house. Let me go and get him, bring him out here, and we'll get this resolved. How's that sound, boys?
I think we need to go in and help. This man is tricky.
You're not going inside the house. Just stay here. Inside, as you start to approach the couch, Calvin, the guy comes and he points the gun, like, and puts it directly on your head. Old timer, you're not in here. You're not hearing me.
Does he look like the description of Dominic that I've heard of?
The one on the couch does, not the one pointing the gun in your head.
Oh, what? Are you here to rob me? Is that why you come into my house? I don't got much. I hid some pearls in Mabel's urn.
Can they hear us shouting outside as well at this point?
They can definitely hear things going outside, but I think it's like, again, he's focused just on the current events that's in front of him. I'm going to say roll me a convince that you are insane so that he might go easy on you, or not sane, just senile, I guess. It's that he might not see you as much of a threat as he currently does.
Okay. Let's see. I am charming.
I told it I am.
Appearance, because I am appearing as something else. And say tricks of the mind as we sort of give him a little tweak. And this was convince?
Correct. Yep. Trying to convince him that you are just
Hey.
senile.
He is
Awesome.
indeed
So here's
senile.
what happens. You hear a rustling kind of off to your left, and then you feel an arm kind of go around you, and this young boy, maybe 19 years old, he smells, clean, puts his arm around you and just kind of points again. Molly, don't worry. I'll take him out. We'll get this resolved.
Oh, Johnny.
He begins to kind of put his arm kind of closer and goes to whisper, I don't know who you are, but you're helping me out. And they both begin to walk, trying to take you to the front door.
Thank you, Johnny.
Yeah, at the front door, the Jimmy fellow is like kind of flustered and like just goes to like skirt into the door real quick and then try to close it in front of you to just get inside. It's like, I don't know who these people are.
No.
I want to do something fun here.
Okay.
So, as he's like grabbing the doorknob, I want to try and bear hug him, and then fly backwards into the big tree to the back right.
Okay.
That's an awful lot of power.
But don't worry about it.
That sounds like a go toe to toe to me. Like, you're definitely trying to take control of this guy's situation and body.
Yep.
I don't think he wants to let you do that. So,
Nope.
yeah.
I'm all out of health points for everybody. All I have left is hurt points.
Well, we haven't gotten to that point yet. Soon.
No, they're only for Timothy and Levi.
Okay, everybody ready to see this guy go flying into a tree?
Mm-hmm.
Go
Ready
toe
to-
to toe, right?
Go toe to toe.
That's not bad.
So you managed to choose one. So at this point, you can manage to achieve the situation, basically getting him in a bear hug and flying into a tree, but he is going to probably try to give you a solid punch in the gut if you do that. So yeah, you're probably facing a
Can
tier
I give
2
him a-
like sock in the gut, or
What kind of tier? Oh, I guess it'd be a tier 2.
well, if you get them good, you can get him in a bear hug, but you're not going to go flying. So
Okay, yeah, I'm
basically,
gonna
you can
I'm gonna
choose
manage
to
to
do
achieve
both.
my goal.
So say that again.
I'm gonna achieve my goal of flying into the tree with him.
Okay. So you go up and you fly into a tree as, as you just panic, but what's going on? He just goes to hit you to try to get him off. And you get a sock, right, kind of in the kidney, and it hurts pretty bit. It's pretty tender. So you get a tier 2 sock in the gut. But yeah, they both go flying. Inside, William, you see the old man walking to the doorway with a younger man kind of, his arm is around his neck, and it seems he's trying to lead him out. It seems to be in, like, maybe talking to him or threatening him. It's unclear with what's going on.
I'm just gonna be like, Dad, come on. Mom's waiting. What are you doing?
I'm coming. I got Johnny with me. He needs his birthday gift.
That's in the cab, Dad. Come on.
That's good.
We just gotta go. Come on now.
And I'll I'll whisper to Dominic, get ready to run.
He kind of looks confused for a moment and just kind of shakes his head.
Come on,
All right.
Johnny. Let's go.
And they breach both the doorway. He kind of looks and sees Mike and Jimmy doing something by the tree. Doesn't
I'm
seem to
gonna
care, and
pull the door
immediately
closed
kind of
behind me.
scans the horizon for a running lane.
I'm pulling the door closed behind me
Okay.
after them. So, and then we're gonna go.
Do you give a direction? Because he's looking like he's just about to release his arm and sprint regardless of who you all are or where you came from.
Isn't the cab over there? Like, isn't it like visible what he
You
rode
came
in
here
the
by
cab?
horse and donkey.
Yeah. I
Oh
didn't
yeah,
take
that's
the
right.
cab.
You didn't take cab. Okay. And then I'll just be like, to the horse.
Yeah, get him on the horse. I'm just an old man. I can wander away.
Yeah. Get on the horse.
So I'm gonna need someone to convince him, because at the moment he just wanted out of the house and to escape, and you guys are kind of just some random people that just showed up, and he's not 100% sure why he should go with you.
I don't have the convince powers.
I will. I'm the one that's beside him, anyways. So I'm just gonna look at him, sort of like the disguise is still up, but like the facade of acting like an old man sort of drops for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
The voice gets a little like darker, and the like a shadow falls over me. I'm just like, get on the horse.
Okay. I am more scary than what you are running from. Obey me, boy.
Okay. Not throwing money at him. We're gonna illusionary tricks of the minds.
Throw all the money at him.
Okay. Yeah. No. So this is a convince.
Hey.
Awesome.
I rolled good for once.
Yeah, like you see the physical signs of shivers running down his spine, and he just turns and like immediately runs, and he doesn't seem to be all that familiar with horses. Getting up on the saddle is a bit unfortunate for him, but he finds his way up there, and again kind of just says, "We need to go." As you guys are running out, you start to hear, the sounds of more voices. It seems like there may have been a few other people in the house that are now making their way to the front door.
I'm just gonna holler over to Mike. Mike, leaving. And then I'm gonna get up on the horse.
Okay, so it's now William and Dominic up on the horse. Calvin, you are going to take Mike's donkey? Or
I thought he was
just
gonna blend
run?
in.
I was probably going to just run to the side and then drop my disguise.
Okay. So yeah, you can. There's quite a few trees around here, so you can literally just run behind one and come out as, what do we see?
Like some sort of like roughed up, middle-aged, like dock worker style person.
Okay. I'm gonna have you change the game for this just to see if anyone. Actually, let's do a sneak around. I think that one might be a bit better.
Okay. Okie dokie. So, if I can click buttons, there we go. Fix the mind. Roll. And sneak around.
Sneak around.
Awesome. So yeah, you go behind. You drop your disguise. You come out, looking like almost someone that lives in the area. William and Dominic, you guys begin to make your way down the street. Mike, the guy is still struggling. His face is kind of in your chest, and you feel him like trying to just push off of you, or possibly trying to reach down into his, belt line to pull a weapon or something.
Well, that's what letting go is for.
Sometimes you gotta let go.
Well, I'm in the tree. He's just kind of hanging there in front of me in a bear hug.
Just gotta let it go. Come on, release. Drop him.
Yeah. You drop him. Give me a hit with all you've got to see how bad of a status this is going to be. How far of a drop and how badly it's going to hurt him.
Some days I miss rolling dice for damage. Just for things like this. Like, roll 3d8 and then he's dead.
I mean, For this, it all depends on how many powers you can attach to it, and that's how bad it's gonna hurt. I will say, though, I am going to invoke the weakness of savior mentality, because, again, I don't think you really want to kill this guy.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Drop him on his head like he was a baby. It's okay. Society. Oh, why? You saved him too good.
So as you go to drop him, he ends up pulling a blade from the back of his leg, and just as he seems to be out of reach, he stabs it into your leg and catches himself from falling. You take another tier 2, sliced leg, so that would kind of go on the same scale you're already at. So with the sore arm, the punch in the gut, and the now sliced and diced leg, I believe that would put you at a tier 5 or 4 injury, something like that.
Doesn't this kill the Phazon?
No.
What is it?
What tier was the knife leg?
I would say for the punch in the gut and the sore arm, those are on the same tier. Those are like muscle injuries, so that would be a tier 2 now injury total. Or actually it'd be a tier 3.
Yeah.
And then for this new one, this open wound would be another one. So you would have a tier 2 on that. So you're kind of suffering from 2 types of injuries. One's more internal, one's more external.
Okay.
But yeah, he is there and he is hanging. Calvin, you hear this sound of like falling and then gashing into flesh, like the piercing, sickening sound of knife going into skin. You turn around and there's now Jimmy hanging off a knife stuck into the leg of Mike, who's about 10 feet inside the tree.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna do something I don't normally do very much then. I want to go up to this Jimmy guy. Because we just need to get out of here. We need to deal with this. I don't normally like doing this.
He is on the
I'm
horse.
just going.
Oh, Jimmy guy, the one that just
Oh, yeah,
stabbed.
Jimmy. Yeah.
He's the one with the knife in the leg.
Sorry.
Yeah. Or stabbing the knife. I'm gonna go up. I'm just going to like reach up to him. Just to instill mentally his like, basically just like. I want the spirits to instill fears into him, and just enough to sort of like distract him, and plague his mind, in order to make it harder for him or easier for my friend to get away.
Okay. I'm gonna say this
but
is.
I wanted to also invoke my burnout weakness tag, because we talked about that sometimes being the mental stuff going too far.
Okay.
And maybe due to the stress, I might actually push this a little bit too far.
Okay, awesome. I like that. So what we're going to do is change the game with this. So you have the ability to not only kind of get him off of your friend, but also inflict statuses and mess with his mind. There's quite a few options you could do here.
Yeah.
And so,
so for the weakness tag, it's now just I can do 2 power tags in the weakness tag. That's how it works. It's always just 3 things.
No. You can do a maximum of 3 power tags. The weakness tag doesn't count towards that. So, yeah, if you have another one to add, that'd be fine.
Yeah, I was gonna do tricks of the mind, the lowest spirits, and I think control the dice might be better than misfortune.
Okay.
Thing.
And so, Mike, what I have for your current statuses, just so we're on the same page, I have a tier 3 bumps and bruises status and a tier 2 open wound status. Does it kind of match what you have on your page?
I have them individual, but yeah.
Okay.
Oh, what did you want me to roll again?
So this is going to be a change the game. So you're basically trying to. There's a variety of things that you can try to do here. Awesome. So with that, you have all the options. you can basically... You're trying to get him off of Mike and to the ground. So you can do that by giving a status, basically spending all your juice to do a +3 if you want to do that. You could create, or basically... Let's see. Are you trying to control him further than just getting him off of Mike?
Not really. Just sort of distracting him enough that he gets off of Mike to leave him alone easy enough that Mike can get away.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, a tier 2 status will definitely get him to the ground. A tier 3 status will completely incapacitate him. Won't kill him, but it'll incapacitate him. You can choose to like scale up the effect so that not only does he drop to the ground, but then he maybe flees from it because he's scared of what's going on. You could prolong the effect so that maybe he still drops down, but he's going to get a twisted ankle or something that's going to cause him to slow down. So there's some additional options.
Okay. I like the idea of him like going out of his mind enough that he sort of flees the scene.
Okay.
So yeah, we might as well scale up the effect. Then I think that was.
Yeah, awesome. So then what we're going to do is give a tier 2 what do you think? Still twisted ankle, something like that from a falling.
Yeah,
That makes sense to me.
Sounds good.
And then we'll give him basically a story tag of frightened. So as he drops down, like you feel this pressure release from your leg, he drops to the ground and like it lands rough and begins hobbling his way, kind of, crying out in pain, but also like, get me inside, get me inside. And he makes his way to the door. William, you're on the horse. Do you guys take off during this, or do you stay to kind of resolve the situation?
Yeah, I'm assuming I see what's happening, and I assume that everything's been handled. So I'm gonna ride to the pit.
Okay, so you all head off. Mike, the pressure's released, but that leg is still bleeding, and as you kind of lean over to try to stop it from bleeding, you feel that pain in your side and your gut. You got about 10 feet to get down here. How do you want to get out of the tree?
I'm just gonna fly my ass over to my ass.
Okay, so you're gonna like call your donkey over and look to swing yourself down onto it?
We'll see how good I do on the roll. I was kind of planning on just kind of flying out of the tree to the donkey.
Okay, I like that too. That sounds like a lot more fun.
Yep.
All right.
That can
Don't
go
worry about it,
catastrophically wrong.
I'm going to say we're going to take the risk, but I think the open wound, just because it's blood loss, is causing your mind to be a bit woozy. So judging if the donkey's standing here or standing there might be a bit iffy.
Yeah.
But if there's anything, I don't know if you have any more help points, Calvin, but if there's any way you can help him with this.
For Mike, because it's character specific, right?
It is, yeah.
Where is it? Here it is. No, I don't have any help points for him.
No problem. So he goes to do that. Guys run into the house.
Damn it.
Okay.
It's all fucked.
6 plus 2. Did you invoke the status in that as well? Eek.
No, I did not.
So that's a 4. Okay.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Okay.
Mike's dead.
Okay.
I didn't do it this time.
Oof.
The curse is broken.
Yeah.
This is still gonna make me be killed by you.
The curse is broken.
I'm gonna say you have a choice here. You can choose where you're gonna get hurt. Do you break a leg, which would technically put you out because that's going to be bumps and bruises, or you have to fly through a series of branches, and they're because you're flying so fast, they're going to cut you in even more places, and you're going to get an additional tier 2 status. So do you break your arm, or do you work your way through the branches to get to the donkey?
I'll go through the branches.
Okay. So as you go through at great speed, I mean, these pretty large branches are just breaking against you, just cutting you. So I would say we're up to like a tier 4 bleeding out kind of situation here.
Yeah, I'll change that knife to a bleed.
Calvin, you hear the front door kind of open. You look back, and the big boy from the living room has stepped out and begins to kind of look over the situation to get a read of what's going on. You have a moment to react before he does. You just see Mike go flying out of the tree, landing on the donkey, but he does not look good at all. What do you want to do?
I'm going to clasp at my head like I'd just been hit, and then I'm going to yell, "Who the hell was that?"
Okay. Are you trying to draw their attention towards them instead of you?
I'm just trying to make myself look like I'm not with the people I'm actually with.
Okay. Let's do a sneak around to see if they believe that you are just a random lost dock worker making his way through town and on a lovely walk on a Sunday day.
I'm not
worry about it,
associated with any of these people ever.
So, sneak around. Hey, wow.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, technically he's not.
Technically, the guy.
They just say, like, kind of wave you off. He goes to aim towards the big man on the donkey. Mike, you have a moment to react before he fires. What do you want to do?
Well, to be honest, the impact from me landing on the donkey would get the donkey running pretty good.
Okay.
Just a matter of staying on.
Yeah. Where would Mike be headed to or trying to get to?
It'd be the donkey's choice at this point.
Okay. Yeah, Calvin, you kind of see their attention focus on Mike as he gets on the donkey and begins, going away. He gets out of firing range. You see him kind of put his gun away, and they all rush back inside, slamming the door. By this point, Mike's maybe a block down. You can still see him. You can definitely see his blood trail leading away, but you seem to have a moment of clear. What do you want to do?
I just throw my hands up like, the fuck, and just kind of start walking away.
Okay.
I just walk away.
I'm out of here. I don't know what's happening.
So Mike, I want to ask you a question about your donkey. How long have you been working with the donkey?
Since it was just a tiny little thing. Like when its father was still my main ass.
Okay. To be honest, I kind of see this as a perfect place to end as we see Mike's bleeding, going off to the sunset, unsure of where he has gone. William has taken off in another direction, and Calvin, now in his third face of the day, simply walks out of the scene. We zoom the camera back to see again the few crowds of people that are coming out of their houses to see what's going on. And down the street, we see another dark, handsome cab with 4 other horses on it approaching down the street towards the house about 2 blocks away. And with that, credit rolls. And that is where we will end it for tonight.